The Abuja skyline glowed as the city transitioned into night. Adeobi sat at her desk, replying to emails when a deep voice interrupted her thoughts. "Hello, Miss Adeobi, but you forgot to attach the financial report in your last email." She turned to see Ibrahim, the finance department's brilliant yet reserved analyst. His voice was calm, his presence commanding but not intimidating, as she just stared at her. "Oh, I'll fix that now," she stammered, embarrassed, and mumbled to herself. A small smile played on Ibrahim's lips. "No worries. Just looking out for you." That simple interaction sparked a connection. Over months, their conversations shifted from work to personal interests, literature, culture, and dreams. One evening, at an office retreat, they sat together, exchanging laughter and deep thoughts. "You surprise me, Ibrahim," Adeobi said. "I never thought a Hausa man would be this passionate about Nigerian literature. And I never expected an Igbo woman to know so much about northern traditions," he replied. That night, something changed. They both knew it. But deep down, they also knew that their love would not be easily accepted. Chapter 2, A Forbidden Love. Adeobi's mother was the first to react when she found out about Ibrahim. "Adeobi, have you lost your mind?" she gasped. "A Hausa man? What do you think your father will say?" "He's not just a Hausa man, Mama. He's a good man," Adeobi pleaded. Her father was even more enraged. "If you marry him, you are no longer my daughter," he thundered. On the other side, Ibrahim's family was just as resistant. "A Christian Igbo girl," his mother scolded. "How will she raise our children in the right way?" But Ibrahim remained firm. Love is not about tribe or religion. It is about the heart. With their families against them, they had no choice but to keep their love in secret. They met in hidden corners of the city, whispered promises, and held on to their love despite the odds. One fateful night, after a dinner date, they were stopped at a traffic light. Two men on a motorcycle pulled up beside them. "Give us your phones and wallets," one of the men barked, a gun pointed at Ibrahim. Adeobi's heart pounded as she fumbled for her purse. Ibrahim, moving cautiously, handed over his wallet. Then, one of the robbers hesitated. His eyes narrowed. "You," he pointed at Ibrahim. "Are you not Ibrahim Umar, the son of Alhaji Umar from Kano?" Ibrahim tensed. "I don't know you," the robber smirked. "So, this is how you disgrace your people? With an Igbo woman?" Before Ibrahim could react, the gunman pulled the trigger. Chapter 4, The Fall. A gunshot rang through the night. Ibrahim slumped forward, gasping for air. Blood spread across his white kaftan. "No, no, stay with me." Adeobi screamed, pressing her hands against the wound. The robbers sped off, their laughter fading into the night. At the hospital, Adeobi waited in agony. Hours later, the doctor emerged. "He survived," he said, "but the bullet was close to his spine. He may never walk again." Chapter 5, The Hunt for Justice. As Ibrahim recovered, Adeobi made a vow she would find the men who did this. Days later, she visited the police, determined to seek justice. "We'll investigate," the officer assured her, but she knew better. She needed a lead. Then, fate intervened. One afternoon, while running errands, Adeobi spotted a man with a familiar face, a slight limp, a scar on his cheek. It was one of the robbers. Heart pounding, she discreetly called the police. "He's here," she whispered. "The man who shot Ibrahim." The officers arrived within minutes. As they surrounded the man, he tried to run, but they tackled him to the ground. At the station, under pressure, the robber confessed. "I was sent," he admitted. "I didn't just rob them. Someone paid me to do it." Adeobi's blood ran cold. "Who?" she demanded. He hesitated, then muttered, "His cousin, Mansour." Chapter 6, A Shocking Betrayal. Ibrahim's cousin Mansour had always disapproved of his relationship with Adeobi. He believed Ibrahim was dishonoring the family by loving an Igbo woman. When the police arrested him, his defense was weak. "I only wanted to scare him," Mansour insisted. "I didn't mean for him to get shot." But the evidence was clear. Phone records, payment transfers, all pointed to his guilt. Ibrahim was devastated. "My own blood betrayed me." Mansour was sentenced to prison, along with the gunman. Justice had been served. Chapter 7. The Miracle of Reconciliation. As Ibrahim healed, Adeobi stood by him, unwavering. Slowly, he regained mobility, learning to walk again with crutches. Meanwhile, the tension with their families remained. It wasn't until Adeobi discovered she was pregnant that things began to change. She called her mother, her voice shaking. "Mama, I had a baby." Silence. Then soft sniffles. What did you name her?" "Aisha Kayamaka," she whispered. Days later, her mother arrived in Abuja. The moment she saw her granddaughter, her heart melted. Ibrahim's father, too, broke his silence. "She carries both our blood," he admitted. "That is enough for me." Chapter 8. Love Conquers All. Years passed, and their love became a symbol of unity and loyalty. One evening, as Adeobi and Ibrahim watched their daughter take her first steps, she turned to him. "We made it," she whispered, hugging and caressing her hand. He smiled, squeezing her hand against.
All right, thank you very much for listening to this very interesting episode. Please, please, I beg, share, like, and comment.